Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. I know that participants are joining us from all over the world, so depending on where you are. And very warm welcome to this first opening session of the course on communicating on labor migration and mobility. It's very exciting for us to be here today. This is a new course that we're launching this year, so we're really thrilled to have you here, and we're very much looking forward to seeing how the course will roll out. I will start by introducing myself, maybe introducing the team quickly, and then it would be nice to also hear from you. My name is Michaela, Miki for short. Everybody calls me Miki, so please feel free to also do that. I am the activity manager for this course, so you will be seeing me throughout the entire course. I will be your main point of contact. I have been working in the labor migration department here at ITC for 3 years now, but I've been working in training for a lot longer than that. I have about 10, 12 years of experience in training. And it's a great pleasure, as I said at the beginning, to be here with you today. I am joined by two other colleagues, Marion Christophe and Charlotte Mont, and I will pass the floor to them to introduce themselves as well. So Marion, if you want to go first.
Thank you, Miki. So my name is Marion. I've been working at the ITC ILO since 23 years. So that's quite a long time. And I'm very happy to be involved in this new course. As Michaela said, it's exciting to start a new course also for us to improve our portfolio of activities. It's great, and we are very happy to see you being quite numerous to apply. And welcome to this webinar. Miki will tell you all about how the course is organized, but if once you cannot take part to the webinar, as you can see, we are recording. It will be available on the eCampus by the end of the day. So over to you, Miki.
Thank you, Marion. I'll actually pass the floor to Charles, who is our main tutor for this course. So Charles, over to you.
Thank you, Miki, and hi everyone. I'm very happy to see you. I see some familiar names, so I'm happy to see those that I've already met in the past, and very happy also to see some new names and to be able to engage with you. My name is Charlotte Mont. I'm based in France, so I'm calling in today from France, even though I travel now and then. I've been working with the ILO and ITC ILO on issues of labor migration and labor migration reporting for a little over a decade. So I'm not as experienced as Marion, but I'm trying to catch up. So basically, yeah, we've been trying to look for, since about 2012, 2013, we've been trying to understand really some of what are the main challenges around this relationship between labor migration and communication. We're going to have a lot of time in the next couple of weeks to explore this. But, you know, just talking from my own experience, I live in a country here in France where there is a lot of conversation around this just right now. We have an important population in France of migrant workers who are in an irregular situation, for example, and just the idea that they could have access to residency leads to a lot of conversation and a lot of debate, political debate, which is often very heated. And this generates a lot of questions for kind of everyone, because on one hand, you see a lot of workers who are vulnerable to abuse and exploitation. On the other hand, you see that our economy relies on a lot of these essential workers, as they were called during the COVID times. And we're having a lot of difficulties to find how to square this question. And I think that communication plays a key role. And that's really what I want to explore with all of you during the next couple of weeks is, how are your societies being impacted by labor migration? Because I assume that there's labor migration, you know, in every country here in the room. either workers coming into your country or nationals from your country going abroad to find opportunities? And how are we talking about these issues? And how in our respective positions, I'm seeing maybe in your names on the Zoom list or in the chat that some of you might be journalists, some of you might be working for the authorities, Ministry of Labor. How can we, in each of our respective positions, participate in fostering a healthy conversation around these issues? That's going to be the main challenge. So I really look forward. I thank you for joining. I think I see some names as well of people who might be from French-speaking countries. So I just want to let you know that I'm French and I speak French, even though this course is being given in English. If we have some interactions one-on-one, we can do that in French. I see Jean-Charles nodding his head, so we can speak in French as well amongst each other. So we're sure that everything is clear to everyone. So good to see you all. And Miki, over to you again.
Thank you, Charles, for this nice introduction. And let me maybe take the opportunity here to also pass the ball and pass the floor over to the colleagues that are joining us today in the Zoom. I see that some of you are already introducing yourself in the chat, which is great, but I would like to take the opportunity to ask you, to invite you to open your microphone and let us know a little bit about yourself, your name, where you're from, what is your position, maybe your job title, and what you're expecting to get from this course, so we can start the conversation. So Sifo, I see that you have your microphone already open. So would you like to be the first to introduce yourself to the group? If you can hear us. Sifo. Okay, there's probably some technical difficulty on that side. Okay, then let's maybe...
Hello.
Hello,
Can you hear me?
Nasrika. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. Would you like to
Hi.
introduce yourself to the group, please?
Yes, thank you for this opportunity. My name is Nasrika. I'm Indonesian migrant worker. Currently, I'm based in Malaysia. I'm as a coordinator in Pertimik. It is Indonesian Migrant Domestic Worker Association. Our main organization is to organize Indonesian domestic worker, which is in Malaysia. We give a kind of training, soft skill, hard skill, and also to advocate right about for the domestic worker. Happy to see you all.
Excellent.
I think some friends already know me.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much, Nasrika. Thank you for your introduction, and it's a pleasure to meet you and to start getting to know you. Let me maybe ask, so I'm going to go based on the names that I see popping up on my screen. So I have next Michael Oche. Michael, if you can hear us, can you open your mic and let us know a little bit about yourself? I see that you have posted in the chat already, but maybe for everybody else to hear.
Okay, good morning all.
Good morning.
Sorry, I cannot show my video. I'm rushing to the office, but I had to join this because it's very important to me. So I'm sorry I cannot show my video now. But my name is Michael Oche. I'm a journalist from Nigeria. I've been covering labor and workers' rights for the past 10 years. But in Nigeria, the issue of labor migration, the conversation around labor migration just started, taking a new turn. So there's a lot of interest around that conversation. Nigeria is a highly sending country of labor migrants, and we make a lot of remittances. We benefit from a lot of remittances, but the issue over time has been much around the remittances and not more about protecting the right of those workers that make those remittances. So it's an issue that, as someone that has reported issue around workers' rights, I've developed interest, and I look forward to really learning from all of the expertise that the ITC ILO offers to learn a lot. I've also, before now benefited from the ILO Fairway training. So the opportunity to learn is always exciting. So I look forward to a wonderful experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much also for joining while you're on your way. We appreciate very much the commitment from your side. Next on my screen, I have Beria, ILO. Would you like to take the mic, please?
Yes, sure. Good morning from East Africa. My name is Nasikiwa Beria. I work for the International Labour Organization, KUDA. I handle 5 countries, that's Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi. And I also head the communication department. Sorry for the noise. I'm actually in for a media training for the country. But yeah, so most of the times we work with the Fairway Project, a project that deals with labor migration in Kenya and Uganda. And then most of the times we interact with them, especially when developing their website articles, their social media posts and everything. That is why we found it very essential to have this course done with me and my colleague, I think Grace is also online as well. So I'm really looking forward to learning more about labor migration and getting to know each and everyone in the course. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to have you on board. Next on my screen, I have Jean-Charles.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mr. Jean-Charles Eli. I'm intern in communication at ILO Labor Migration Unit since 3 months. I'm glad to be here, and I hope that I will learn a lot with you all. And also, I will share my later experience with you all too. That's all. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. And it's, as I said, it's a great pleasure to have you on board. On my screen, I have Homa Ejeta. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me? I'm Homa. I'm a communication officer for the ILO country office in Addis Ababa. And it's nice to see Charles again. We met before in Djibouti when we were conducting a training for journalists in the IGAD region on communicating on labor migration. It was a great workshop, and I've learned a lot there. And I hope also to learn a lot from this workshop, as well as we have projects working on labor migration. We have a few. We have the PRMM, the LNP, both projects working on sub-regional level. Some of them covering Africa as well, and some the IGAD region. So I hope I will get skills and knowledge to help you communicate on labor migration. So thank you, and nice to meet you all.
Thank you very much, and it's lovely to meet you. Next on my screen, I have Donna Ampo from Malaysia. Donna, if you can hear us and if you can open your microphone, we are listening.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear here. By the way, I'm Donna from AMPO Malaysia, which is Asosasyon ng Makabayang Manggagawang Pilipino Overseas in Malaysia. I'm a Filipino, but currently working in Malaysia as a migrant worker. Our association advocacy is to organize and study about our labor rights as well, and also to educate our migrant workers. So about that, thank you for having me for this course. It will be a big help to add to our knowledge, because whatever I will learn here, I will pass it to my my members and leaders as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Donna. It's a pleasure to have you on board. I see Amy Gukas on my screen. Next. Hello, Amy.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, hi everyone. So my name is Amy Gukas, and I joined the ILO last month as an intern under the Ferry project, and I'm based in Abuja, Nigeria. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Excellent. Great to have you on board, and good luck with your new beginning here at the ILO.
Thank you.
Thank you. I see Savitri next on my screen. Savitri, would you like to take the floor and introduce yourself?
Okay, hello, good afternoon from Jakarta, Indonesia. My name is Savitri. I'm based in Jakarta, Indonesia, and I'm a Secretary General in Jaringan Buruh Migran or Migrant Worker Network. And I've been studying on advocacy on migrant labor migration since 2004, and then I'm happy to hear to expand my knowledge about communication on labor migration and mobility. And I hope after this course I can enhance my knowledge and then also enhance my advocacy to our government so that our government can protect Indonesian migrant workers. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Savitri, for joining us. Malose William, if you can hear us and if you can open your microphone, we're listening to you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Malose William. I'm a labor inspector from Department of Labor in South Africa. And I've been through several courses on the ITSO campus. And the aim of achieving a diploma in labor migration. Therefore, I'm very happy to be joining this course as well. And I'm looking forward to learning a lot about the communication on labor migration and mobility.
Thank you, and we're very happy to have you on board as well. And good luck with the diploma, because I know that it's a big effort on your part. So congratulations for that. I have next Abdullahi Ouattara. If you can hear us, and if you would like to introduce yourself, please.
Yes, hello. Can
Hello.
you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
loud and clear.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Abdullahi, and first, I'm so happy to be here. I joined the ILO in June as an intern on labor migration. I'm also working with Eli Nissan here in Abidjan. So this training is an opportunity for me to develop new skills and also to improve my English. So thank you for this. Thank you.
And thank you very much for joining. And again, good luck with this new endeavor within the ILO. I have next Ayesa Nilong.
Hi everyone. I will have to keep my camera off. I'm sorry, but
That's okay. Don't worry.
Experiencing connection issues. But hi everyone, it's nice to meet you. I'm Ayesa from the Philippines. I'm based in Manila and I work in Migrant Forum in Asia, which is a regional network in Asia working on migrant workers' rights across the region, particularly South Asia, Southeast Asia, East Asia, as well as in select countries in West Asia. I work in the regional secretariat, so primarily in the programs team, and a lot of my work involves kind of supporting in carrying out our programs in advocacy, lobbying with stakeholders, and also our advocacy campaign. So a lot of my work does involve the communication aspect, which is why I did join this particular course to kind of contribute more to that aspect, especially because I work in a small team. So kind of to strengthen my skills around that area. So looking forward to being part of this course with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, yes, and it's great to have you as part of the course. Next, we have Grace.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Grace.
Greetings from East Africa. My name is Grace. I joined the ILO in June. This year, I'm supporting a project known as the Public-Private Development Partnership, which is in Kenya. And I also support a Fairway project, also in Kenya, as my colleague Nasikio mentioned. And we're happy to join the team and to take the course. I'm looking forward to networking opportunities and also an opportunity to have a collaborative knowledge sharing. So I'm happy to join the team. Yes, I'm happy to also contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace, and it's great to have you as part of the group of participants for this course. I have Liabo next.
Muted. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Diabo. It's spelled Liabo, but it's pronounced Diabo. I'm from South Africa. I'm a senior economics and business journalist and TV news anchor for the South African Broadcasting Corporation. I specialize with business and economics news. I have also visited the ILO offices for a number of occasions over the years, reporting on International Labour Organization related stuff and also labor issues in South Africa. And I am looking forward to being part of this group and learning new information and how I can better tell stories to my audience about particularly the labor migration issues that we see here in South Africa that also are spilling over to the economic issues. Hello, everybody, and thank you. Looking forward to engaging with you all.
Thank you very much, and we're also looking very much forward to working with you throughout the next few weeks. I have Daran on my screen next, and I'm hoping.
Hi everyone.
Hello, good to hear you.
Okay, I'm Daran from Thailand. Thai Foundation, and now I work as communication specialist. And we are Thai is a member of CARE International, and we are a principal recipient from Global Fund as a STAR project, Stop TB and AIDS through RRTTPR. And about this course, I expect to learn the technique in communicating and to local communities and our key population, such as drug user or migrants that we have to learn today or next week. Yeah, and many key population that we work together. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for joining. Next on my screen, I have B.I. Kimberly.
Hello, good morning from Nigeria. My name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. Okay, let me turn this one on. My name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I am a broadcast journalist with Nigeria Info FM. I host a program called Hard Fact. It's a current affairs program, policy, governance, and quite a lot. And we've been having significant amounts of interest in migration-related conversation in my country. I know you haven't heard of the Japa syndrome, but it's brought this conversation to the fore, where we're talking a lot about labor migration and migration generally and the rights of migrants and the likes of it. So I'm really excited to be a part of this course, and excited also because we have a wide range of participants, and also it's going to be a rich one to just get to hear what the realities are in different countries, network, and hopefully know how to use the right language to reporting and telling some of the stories, because we can do more harm than good if it's not told right. So I'm excited to be here.
Thank you, and you managed to really share your excitement, I think, in your introduction. So thank you very much for that. I have, and I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing this correctly, but if I'm not, please correct me. Priyadarshini, if you can hear us.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Priyadarshini Gupta Kedu. I'm from Mauritius. I'm an educator by profession. I'm also in the national center in my country, Mauritius Trade Union Congress. I'm the director of Gender and Youth. I'm also involved in the migration desk in the union. So I'm really looking forward to learn more with the ILO experts and from all the participants to be able to know more about other countries and also to share the experiences from my countries as well. Thank you so much for helping me be here. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to have you on board. And now I have, last but certainly not least, I have Stifo online, who I see has joined the meeting again. And I know that you were experiencing some network problems, but if you can hear us now and you would like to take the floor and introduce yourself, it would be our pleasure. But it seems that there is still some connection issue on that side, but Sifo was able to post his introduction in the chat just before he left earlier. So just to give you a little bit of background, he is joining us from Eswatini from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. So Sifo, if you are able to join with the audio with the microphone as well, feel free to take the floor. And if not, we may get back to you later and see if the connection issue is solved on your side. Now, thank you all very much for introducing yourselves. I think Kimberly probably made an excellent point saying that there's a wide variety of different profiles, different countries also represented in the group today. And I think this is really an opportunity for enriching as much as possible the conversation that we're going to have around the themes of the course in the next few weeks. Now, if you will bear with me for a few moments, I am going to share my screen and walk you through a little bit the main components of the course, the structure of the assessment process, and give you an idea of more or less what you should expect each week in terms of the amount of work that we're going to require you to do and so on. So let me just share my screen with you very quickly. And you can maybe let me know if you are actually seeing the correct screen in full screen on your side.
It's fine, Vicky.
It's fine. Thank you. I was going to take the silence as a yes, but thank you for correcting me, for confirming. So as you very well know, this is the main objective of the course, and you may know this already because it was stated in the information material that was circulated among all of you when you registered. But the thing that I really wanted to draw your attention to, so you know that the course aims to empower communication professionals, media officers, policymakers. So we have a wide range of profiles in our intended audience. And we would like to equip our participants with the knowledge, with the skills and the ethical understanding. So you see that there are three pillars. There's the theoretical knowledge, the concrete skills, and then the ethical dimensions of the work that we're doing. Because as one of you correctly said, when we communicate in a way that is imprecise, that is perhaps not well responding to the reality that we're trying to portray, we risk doing more harm than good. And the landscape of labor migration and mobility and the communication around these issues is very much complex, and it's going to require a deeper understanding of all the points that are involved. The course is going to be structured around three main modules. I'm going to maybe let Charles take the floor here if you would like to expand a little bit more on the content of each of the module, on the rationale behind the way that the flow of the course has been constructed. So Charles, if you would like to maybe expand on this a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Miki. I mean, the main idea here is to basically acknowledge the fact that you have a lot of different experiences. Some of you we've heard have, issues related to business or economics within their portfolio already. Some of you might be newer to these kind of topics. And one of the challenges in communicating labor migration is that it touches upon a lot of different, let's say, competencies. Labor migration obviously is about labor, so it's about economics and business and labor markets, and that's, I mean, there's quite a lot of things to understand about this. But there's also everything that has to do with migration and with the intersection of the two. So what we're going to try and do is, before we go into kind of more technical ideas and you know, giving you some concrete tools that you can use, we're going to try to start off by understanding a little bit what the situation is with regards to labor migration communication. As I've said in the introduction, sharing my example here in France, we see quite a lot of inappropriate reporting or communication, what we call common mistakes, issues related to stereotypes, prejudice, but we also are familiar with some good practices. So the idea at the beginning is going to be to highlight a little bit this and show how labor migration within a broader field of conversation around migration tends to be a little bit overlooked, even though when you look at the data, labor migration really represents the vast majority of international migration. You know, latest estimates tell us that out of 280 million international migrants, you would find around 170 million migrant workers. So that would be about 2/3. And 2/3 of the conversation on migration is not on labor migration. So the idea is going to try to figure this out a little bit at the introduction. The second part is really, I mean, what we call module 1 here is going to be more about, you know, giving you some concrete tips and framing this in the framework of what we call, or what is called, ethical journalism or ethical communication. So the idea here is to say that a lot of the issues that we observe in terms of misreporting and miscommunicating labor migration actually has to do with kind of ethical guidelines which are not being respected. Stories that are not done in a way that is accurate, that is fair, that is impartial, with very little accountability as well. And so this is going to be, you know, what we're going to try to address in module 1. When I'm talking of impartiality or accuracy, it does involve issues like gender-sensitive reporting or intersectional reporting. You know, how do we make sure that the way we communicate or report on these issues is fair to the diversity of experiences that migrant workers can live? We've included also some guidance around issues related to misinformation and disinformation. This has a lot to do with, let's say, the general context that we live in, these little devices here and our computers. We are increasingly moving, and I think the journalists in the room are familiar with this, from a media landscape that used to be dominated by what we now call traditional media outlets. So, for example, the South African broadcasting corporations or the news outlets from Nigeria that we heard from. I mean, these used to be the main source of information for a lot of us. And now we are observing that people are increasingly taking their information from social media, might be Facebook, might be Twitter, might be other platforms. And this comes with a lot of risks with regards to misinformation and disinformation. The nuance between both being that misinformation is not necessarily deliberately misleading. So it's just, you know, information that is framed in a way that leads to interpretations that might be inaccurate. Whereas disinformation is information that is framed in a way with the specific objective of misleading people and leading them to believe something that is really inaccurate. And surprisingly or not, what we realize is that migration and labor migration is one of those topics where misinformation and disinformation is really rampant for a number of reasons. One of them being sometimes to basically demonize or build part of society against newcomers, or sometimes people that have been around for some time. We look also at issues like the use of images. Visual communication, visual reporting plays a critical role right now. It's also related to this whole rise of social media and the devices that we use, which are very visual. And so we'll talk about this. For the module 2, the third part of the content, we're going to be maybe a little bit more forward-looking, also in terms of how you can start maybe putting some of the learning in practice. So we'll try to adjust to all of your different positions. Some of you do more kind of corporate communication or PR, or some of you are maybe more interested in news or in investigative journalism. So we'll look at how we can give you tips just in terms of organizing yourself, thinking through the kind of stories or products you can package. Also try to help you out in terms of identifying who are the key stakeholders you can engage with. I know we have some civil society organizations or people who engage on behalf of migrant workers. So working in networks with partners, engaging with your audience, all of that can be quite useful. And then some of you may have seen on the eCampus yesterday or over the weekend, I shared the information to a webinar I was organizing yesterday on what we call cross-border communication and journalism. So the idea that we can very easily work across migration corridors. So I don't know, we have, for example, someone from Eswatini here and someone from South Africa. How can they join forces together in making their communication or reporting more effective when it comes to reporting labor migration across the Eswatini-South Africa corridor? Or between Malaysia, the Philippines, Indonesia, within the ASEAN region in general. So, I mean, this can be quite interesting in terms of conversations that we can have. So that's what we're going to do through the platform, also through some of the speakers we're going to invite in the different webinars that we do. Yeah, I hope it's useful for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this overview, Charles. I'm going to, move to the next slide to give you an idea of more or less what you can expect each week. And we try to be predictable in the way that we structure our weeks, because we know that everyone here is a professional. We have a lot of work to do. So we try to be as predictable as possible so that you can plan in advance for the coursework that you will need to complete. As you have seen, there will be 1 or 2 webinars per week, which will most likely almost always take place on the same day at the same time. So on Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. in the morning, Central European summertime. We will let you know when we do switch from summertime to Central European time, which is going to be towards the end of October, so towards the end of the course. It shouldn't impact the webinar time too much. In some cases where it is not possible to have the speakers join us live, or where we want to focus on some extra, let's say, to give some extra weight or a little bit more focus on some of the topics that we address, we may also include some pre-recorded videos, which you can watch at your own pace, in your own time, whenever you feel free to do it. At the same time, all of the webinars will be recorded, so it's not compulsory for you. Of course, you're encouraged to join us live, but if it's not possible for you, the webinars will be recorded and the recording posted on the eCampus, so you can refer to it at a later time. There will be some suggested readings each week, and there will be a weekly forum discussion, which will take the form of either one or more discussion prompts, usually in the form of a question that you need to address. And we're looking for an answer that is no longer than 350 words. And participating in the forum discussion is compulsory because it forms part of your final assessment. And I will show you what I mean in a couple of minutes. You can either reply to the discussion prompt directly, or if some other participant says something that you feel that sparks a specific reflection, you can also decide to structure your contribution as a response to somebody else's point. However, please keep in mind the length. We're looking at something that is between 250 and 350 words maximum. Each week, at the end of the week, you will also have to complete a quiz. It's going to be structured in 10 questions with multiple choice answers. And they will usually be posted on the platform, on the eCampus platform towards the end of the week. So usually around the Friday afternoon for the following week. And the way that the quizzes work is that you need to complete each one to unlock the following one. So if you haven't completed the quiz for week 1, you will not be able to access the quiz for week 2. You will need to complete that first in order for the week 2 quiz to become available. All of this is going to be stored on the eCampus platform, and I see that the very large majority of you has already been able to join. I am going to maybe take a couple of minutes at the end of the presentation to show you a little bit the way around the platform, but it looks like everyone has been able to join. Just one word of caution for the ones who, the participants who are also ILO staff members. We can normally help with password change for all the participants, but the participants who are ILO staff members need to access the platform with their ILO credentials. And I know that some of you have had a little bit of a difficulty around this. If you do experience problems with that, let us know. We'll try to do what we can. But just make sure that you're accessing with the same ILO credentials that you're using to access, for example, your @ilo.org email or to turn on your ILO computer. So it's the same username and the same password for the eCampus as well, because it's synchronized. If you are having any type of trouble accessing the platform because the password doesn't work, because you cannot find your way around the platform, because there's any problem, let me know. Send me an email, indicate clearly in the title of the email, in the subject of the email, the title of the course, so that I can go right away to the heart of the problem and I can help you a little bit more quickly. Because it's really important for us that you are able to access the platform, because this is where everything is going to be stored. This is where everything is going to happen. This is an online course, so it's important that the online learning platform is accessible to all of you in an easy way. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on the different components of the assessment process. The first one, as you can see, is the quiz. I've already given you a little bit of information. It's going to be 10 questions, multiple choice. There is a restriction in the sense that you need to complete the quiz of each week to be able to access the week after, the following one. You can try, you only have one attempt, so you can try to complete each week only once. But the good news is there is no minimum passing grade, so there is no pass-fail situation. You get a number of points at the end, and those points will be added to the other quizzes at the end of the course to give you the overall grade for the course. And the quizzes are 6, so 1 per week, and they will count for 30% of your course assessment. We will have a group work that will be woven throughout the course. You will start in the 3rd week of the course, so not next week, but the week after. It will count for 20% of your final course assessment. And and it will be structured as a sort of a simulation. So you will be randomly assigned to a group of other participants. You will be given the task of developing a communication campaign for the fictional country of Republica. So you will receive a brief with some background information on the country, the situation as regards specifically labor migration. So what we will ask you to do is to work together with the other members of your group, try and identify what are the pressing issues, what are the most important challenges perhaps, or issues that the country is facing at the moment, and then start structuring a communication campaign. So agree on a goal, define a target audience, define the key messages, choose what are the appropriate channels that you can use, develop a list of activities, and create a timeline within which you will need to have completed these activities. And then during the last webinar of the course, which is going to be the first week in November, we will ask you to one spokesperson per group to present the thank you to present the results of the work that you have done in your group, and so present this outline communication campaign that you are proposing, and this is going to count for 20% of your assignment. It will be up to you, very much up to you to decide how you want to structure your work. If you want to meet separately, we can create Zoom rooms for you. So just let us know, send us an email. We can set up the Zoom rooms for you to meet online, because we know that sometimes it is challenging to ensure that all of the members of the group can meet at the same time. So if you can agree on a specific time, we can send out the communication, send you the link to join, and prepare a Zoom for you to meet. If you prefer to work over email, over WhatsApp, it's really up to you. We're very flexible about this. We're more focused on the outcome or on the output of your work than on the dynamics of how you organize it within yourself. So feel free to do whatever makes you feel more comfortable and whatever you feel is going to be more efficient to achieving the result that we expect. As you may already know, if you have already done some courses with us, there are different levels of certification, which I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in a short while. But if you do want to get the highest possible level of certification, which is the Certificate of Achievement, we're going to ask you to do a little bit of extra work at the end of the course. And that extra work is going to take the form of a short essay. And with the essay, we're really looking to see how you can apply the key learnings that you have gained throughout the course to your own context, to your own professional context. You will get, I see that there's a little bit of mismatch between the points that I've indicated here on the slides. It's going to be 3 points for the clarity of the subject and the clarity of the outline, 7 points for the alignment with the theoretical framework of the course, 7 points for the coherence of either the recommendation that you put forwards or the internal coherence of the argument that you build throughout your paper, and 3 points finally for mainstreaming a gender perspective. We really give a lot of importance to the fact that the essays that we receive are not completely gender blind, and this is going to count for up to 20% of your course assessment. So I'm going to share on the eCampus as soon as we finish the session. We're going to post the recording on the eCampus and a revised version of this slide, and I apologize for the confusion. The final essay is usually the part where we get the most question. I've collected a couple of the more pressing ones that we usually receive, but you will receive through the eCampus a lot more detailed information towards the end of the course. But this is just to give you an idea so that you don't worry about it too much. We're looking at something that is between 1,500 and 2,500 words, more or less, so nothing too big, around 5, maybe 7 pages. The language, of course, is the language of the course, which is English. And I understand that some of you may feel a little bit more comfortable writing in French. So I'm going to look into the possibility of having you actually write the final essay in French if you would be interested in doing that. We will not be able to translate all of the coursework into French as well, but we might be able to make some accommodation for the final essay. The subject would be very much up to you, as long as it falls within the domain of the course. And it's an individual essay that, as I said before, integrates or applies the key learnings of the course to your own professional context. In terms of the structure, it's very much straightforward. So we're looking for something with a title, a bit of context analysis, an analysis of whatever existing framework or issues or practices that you would like to address. And then if you feel that it's appropriate, make some recommendations. One of the very important points that I always try to stress very much is if you do rely on external sources, please make sure to cite them correctly. We don't want to run into any issues of plagiarism. So make sure that if you, as you should, rely on existing publications, documents, or whatever external source that you rely on, make sure that you cite it correctly in the essay. You will be able to upload it directly on the eCampus. There is a specific activity that you will find towards the end of the course. Again, it will not be visible now, it will be visible towards the end. You'll just click there and you will be able to upload it as a Word or a PDF file. It may take a while for us to get back to you with the final grades. Don't lose hope. We will not forget. The same for the certificate. It may take a few weeks. It may take up to a couple of months. And you will receive it in a virtual digital format only, so only exclusively digital from our colleagues in the certification unit. So it will not come directly from our email address, but from the email address that you see here on the screen, certification@itcilo.org. And being a digital certification, you will be able to also share it on whichever platform, LinkedIn, if you would like to, let's say, celebrate your accomplishment towards the end of the course. So as I mentioned quickly earlier, there are two tiers of certification. The first is the certificate of participation, which you will be able to get if your final mark will fall within the range of 30 to 59%. And then starting from 60% and upwards, with the addition of the certificate of the final essay, you will be able to get your certificate of achievement. The certificate of achievement is important because it's the only one that is eligible for the diploma on labor migration, for labor migration experts and practitioners. And I know that some of you are already enrolled in the diploma process through the SAM project, for example. But for the ones who may not know, we do offer a diploma for labor migration experts and practitioners. And to obtain the diploma, you need to get a certificate of achievement in 4 courses total. The first one is the Academy on Labor Migration, and then 3 other courses that you can choose freely, and this course is one of them. Within the ones that are offered in the labor migration portfolio here at ITC-ILO. On top of that, we will ask you to submit a capstone project. So if you're interested in that process of earning the diploma, maybe my suggestion would be send us an email, drop us a line, and we can give you more detailed information on that. But just know that if you want to work towards your diploma, you will need a certificate of achievement. The certificate of participation will not be enough. So just a recap on how you get your grades. So we've seen so far that you have 30% from the quizzes, 20% from the group work, 30% again from the forum discussion, which I mentioned are compulsory, 20% from the final assignment. Now we have seen that sometimes there's just that couple of maybe points missing to really get to the threshold that allows you to get your certificate of achievement. So in those cases, we do have an extra 10% that we give out on a discretionary basis, usually based on active participation, as you can see here on the screen. And now, I've mentioned this before, but let me stress it again. Active participation does not necessarily mean that you have to be present for all the live webinars, which is a big part, it's a big component because it allows you to join the discussion live. It allows you to ask questions, to share your experience in a more direct way. But we also understand that people have other commitments, they have work commitments, they have life commitments, and sometimes it's not possible to join specifically online. So don't use that as the only, let's say, measure of active engagement, of active participation. We have the forum discussion, we have the group work, we have the quizzes. So seeing you active on the platform, seeing that you complete the work on time counts also towards our assessment of your active participation. So if you're unsure about the 60% threshold, just know that we do have this little help that we can give out if needed. In terms of timings, the course will end on the 3rd of November officially. So the official deadline for completing all the quizzes will be the 3rd of November, 2023. If you want to submit your final essay, you will have a little bit more time to do that because the deadline for submitting the final assignment will be the 8th of December. So you will have 1 extra month to work on your final paper. The deadlines are not set in stone. They are here, as I said at the beginning, to give some degree of predictability so that you can schedule your work around the existing deadlines. But of course, there is a degree of flexibility. If you do have, we've had in the past health problems, we've had in the past some work-related constraints. So on a case-by-case basis, we can discuss a potential extension if needed. We try not to, but we are open to that, just for you to know that there is this possibility. One final important point that I would like to make is the final evaluation of the course. So at the end of the course, we will ask you to complete an online questionnaire that is more of a satisfaction questionnaire to know whether the way that the course was structured, the way that the course was run, responded to your expectation, and more importantly, responded to your needs. So it's very important for us that you complete the evaluation at the end. It helps us refine, especially because this is a new course. So it's really helpful for us to know what worked and what maybe didn't work so well, so that we can fine tune our offer and that we can offer courses that are as relevant as possible, as useful as possible to you. So the evaluation is completely anonymous. Feel free to be as honest as you want. And that's actually what is really helpful for us. And it's completing the online evaluation is a requirement for you to get your certificate. Whether it's participation or achievement, it's a requirement nonetheless. So make sure to complete it. You will receive a notification for this towards the end of the course. Now, I've gone through the presentation very quickly, very fast. So if you do have any questions, and if you're like me, it's possible that the questions will come up after a little bit of time. So send us an email, mention clearly the title of the course in the email subject, and we will try to get to it as soon as we can. And with this, I conclude my presentation right now. I see that there has been some activity in the chat. So let me see if there are any questions. Block our calendars for Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that is an excellent point. Excuse me. Let's see if it's possible to actually send out a calendar invitation. We can try to arrange that so that you already have the time blocked in your calendar. Mariana, I see that you have raised your hand, please.
Thank you, Mickey. Well, mainly apart from the request of Outlook calendar invitation, it was just me giving the participants our emails. I gave the 3 emails, our 2 personal emails and the migration, but it's always better to write to our personal emails because sometimes in the migration mailbox, it might take a bit longer before we see it. So if you have questions, I would invite you to take the floor now, I think, Mickey. And Mickey, I was thinking, because you said the points were not exactly correct on the slide, can you perhaps write them down in the chat while we wait to see if there are questions? This way it's clear.
Yes,
right
I can
away.
actually do a little bit better. I can change the slide directly and just put it on the screen so that we have the correct one.
For the
But
WhatsApp group, I'll let you answer afterwards. Mickey, somebody is asking for a WhatsApp group.
okay, just 1 second.
Okay. Usually I can say that we don't create the WhatsApp groups, but you are welcome to do it, especially when you will be doing the group works. Usually we recommend the participants, but we are not included in these WhatsApp groups.
Yes, correct. So you can see now the revised version with the correct points. We'll also share this on the eCampus, as I said before. So let me just check the chat box. Will we have a WhatsApp group for ease of communication? Okay, that is very much up to you. We don't have any let's say, any prejudice against it, but we normally don't create them from our side. So if you would like to get in touch with each other, you will find on the eCampus, you will be able to find the email address of all of the participants, or you can contact them directly through the eCampus direct message, and you can arrange to collect the numbers to create the WhatsApp group that way. My suggestion, we can either, well, you can definitely create a general WhatsApp group if you feel that it may be beneficial. What we've seen in the past, and this is just based on our experience, so it's not necessarily a requirement, but what we've seen in the past is that it works quite well as a support for the group works. So you can create a group specific WhatsApp chat, and that will definitely help you to get organized and to structure the group work a bit more efficiently, especially when, and it will potentially happen, especially when the participants are based across different time zones. And I see that we have people from Southeast Asia, we have people from East Africa, West Africa, so it may be a little bit challenging to figure out the time difference. If you need help with that, by the way, on the eCampus, and I'm going to show you that maybe in a moment, but you will find on the eCampus, it's not there at the moment, but we will put it there. There is a button that you can use to calculate the time difference between the timing that we give you, which is in Central European time, and the time in your own time zone. So you can make the conversion very easily. Clement is asking, can we have a class coordinator that will help with perhaps the creation of the WhatsApp group and other activities? Okay, so let me maybe separate the two things here. You can definitely nominate a class coordinator if there's someone who wants to volunteer. It's all for the best. With the other activities, you will receive some guidance from us week by week. So every week, we're going to send you a reminder of the things that you will need to complete for that specific week. So with the link to the quiz, the link to the recordings of the webinars, the link to the form, and so on, so that you don't miss any information week by week. And for the group work as well, we will follow up quite closely with you. We will send you the information on which group you have been assigned to, the contact information of all of the other groups, the group members, excuse me. We will ask each group to nominate one spokesperson, which will be the one doing the presentation, but also one coordinator, which will be in charge of keeping the liaison with us, so keeping the link, the connection with the group team. and to let us know if if the group is meeting regularly, if they were able to start the work, to carry on the work, if there are any organizational issues, if there's anything that is unclear. So there's going to be that linkage between the groups and the course teams. Once again, for the WhatsApp group, if you would like to nominate a class coordinator right now to create a general WhatsApp group, that's very much up to you. I'm very open to whatever strategy you find more comfortable and more easy to help you to the end of the course. So it's really up to you. I don't know if there are any other questions, or if there's anything, Marion, that you would like to also share. Anything else that I may have forgotten, Charles, as well, if there's anything that I've left out.
Thank you. No, I think you did great.
Thank you. That's good to hear.
Brava, brava. Okay, no, I don't know if Charles has something more on the content. On my side, I think it will be very interesting because I could see from the profiles that we have professionals of the communication, as well as a good number of ILO colleagues, and also some people who just want to learn, who are probably starting from the beginning. So that will be surely challenging for us, but will give a great result in the end, I'm sure. And also, I think the participation is quite good for the first webinar. So please keep it like this, and we will see to send you the Outlook calendar invitation, but we will also remind you, and it's quite easy as it's almost always the same day and time. So I don't know.
True, and all of the information that we find that on the webinars themselves will be on the eCampus. Actually, let me show you the eCampus very quickly so that you know what I'm talking about. Now, this is a eCampus page that I'm assuming you should all be already familiar with right now. There's in the useful information section, you can find the course agenda. And here you already have the dates and the timings of the upcoming webinars. And in at least for the first and the second week, you already have the link to join. So you can join the session from here. You can join the session from the email reminder that we will send you every week, or in the specific week. So week by week, you will find a page that's called a section that is called live sessions. And here you will find the information on the webinar and the link to connect. And this is at the bottom of the page here is where you will find the live session materials, so the recording and the PowerPoint presentations. Now, in some cases, there may not be a PowerPoint presentation because the session will be more of a conversation or a discussion on some topics where you will still be able to find the recording here. One of the things that YouTube, because we upload the videos on a YouTube channel, one of the things that YouTube allows you to do is activate the subtitles, either in the language that is being spoken or in a translated language. So you can do that by clicking on the settings icon at the bottom of the YouTube window if you feel more comfortable with having the, the subtitles, the captions on. We are also looking into the possibility of having a downloadable transcript, but this is under construction for at the moment. So it's a work in progress, but if it happens, if we can make it happen, we will let you know. We will put a notification where you can see it. And then I think here in the calendar section also on the side of the eCampus, you should be able to find the upcoming dates of the deadlines to complete the activities. Everything will be also easy to retrieve from this section here. As you will see, each week is going to be divided into sections. So there will be the live sessions, the learning resources, which is where you will find, for example, if we have any pre-recorded videos, if we have any suggested readings and so on, and then the activities. So for the moment, you only see the weekly forum, but then on Friday, you will find the weekly forum as well as the weekly quiz. in the section activities. From this bar here on the side, you will be able to contact us directly by clicking, this is the course team, by clicking on the icon for the email or the direct message on the eCampus. I would say that the email is the safest way, so we are sure that we will see it. But normally for the direct messages on the eCampus, we also receive an email alert. So both ways should work. So whatever makes you more comfortable, feel free to use that. This is it, I think, on the platform. I see that some of you have already started populating the section that is called Tell Us About Yourself. One thing that I might ask you to do is, please, when you post your contribution, as I see some of you have already done, please make sure to put your name as the title so that we know who we are talking about. I see here, for example, in this case, this I think is Sifo, joining us from Eswatini from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. But for example, there is one here where I wasn't sure who to trace it back to. So if you can maybe go back, revise it, and put your name as the title of your entry, this will allow us to have a more clear idea of who is who. And I think this is everything on the eCampus right now. Once again, if you do have problems joining, let us know right away. We will help you as best we can. And I think that's it from my side, unless there are any further questions or any further comments, which I'm happy to take. But if not, we can, I think we can close the session for today. You will find the recording on the eCampus starting from either this evening or tomorrow morning, and we will see you again next Tuesday at the same time, 10 a.m. Central European Summer Time, with Charles for a session on the fundamentals of communicating around labor, migration, and mobility. So thank you all very much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.
I think there was Charles perhaps asking the floor.
Oh, yes, please.
No, I was just clapping my hands.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And,
sorry.
Excellent.
We'll be seeing you next week.
Thank you all. See you next
Take
week.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you next week. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.